Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and I'm along with.
Tyler from On the Spot Sports.
And in today's episode, we'll be covering the NBA and the MLB with the rule changes they just had, and the Astros coming out, and a lot of other good content coming soon. So we'll get to that very soon. But Tyler, how are you?
Doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's currently Valentine's Day, so you got any Valentine's Day plans?
Maybe later. Not 100% sure yet.
What are you doing?
I might be going out. Might not. We'll see.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, well,
I got nothing going on today besides I got hockey game tonight, which should be fun. And
there you go.
I did catch a cold though, so that also blows.
When did you catch it?
Literally 2 days ago.
There's a lot of stuff that's going around. This is a really bad season
It
for
is. If
getting sick.
if a cold was a person, I'd fight it.
That's like pretty much like the easy stuff to fight most of the time. It's all that other stuff like flu and then the other crap that's going around, like the freaking coronavirus. Like,
The
God,
coronavirus. What's next? The Budweiser virus? The Bud Light virus?
I didn't even think of it that way, but I mean, I guess you could put it like that.
It's named
No,
after a beer.
yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, didn't it come from what, China?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was I think a person in the hospital with it, like 15, 20 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, I heard about that. Scary stuff.
I know.
You use those
So
gloves.
hopefully,
Protect yourself.
yeah, hopefully nothing spreads.
Yeah, I don't. It shouldn't.
No, I mean, hopefully these are some of the last cases.
Yeah. So we did. We just finished an episode 3 days ago that we just posted about the Super Bowl National Championship, XFL, MLB Hall of Fame. Have you done anything since that day that you've had that's been fun or something, or grinding your gears?
Mm, not really, honestly. Nothing too exciting.
I got something for grinding my gears.
Oh, go for it.
So you know how it snowed like what 2, 3, 4 inches of snow like what 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I literally hate when it starts snowing and the freaking snow plows do not come out.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad
It
one.
it's literally one of my biggest pet peeves, especially when you're driving and it's like blowing all over the place, the road's slippery, and all you see is these snow plows on the side streets just sitting there. It's like, you gonna do something?
Oh, yeah, actually, that reminds me of one. Actually, yesterday before I went to work, I got stuck in my parking spot. I couldn't get out.
Really?
So yeah, I got my snow after I brushed off my car. I got my snow brush again, and I started like brushing like wherever my wheels were near them. So I mean, I could get a little bit of maybe traction and brush some crap off, so I can maybe see if I could get out. After that happened, because it was snow and then underneath it was like sleet and that like mushy crap. It was
Yeah.
disgusting. It was under the snow. Some of it was partially frozen, by the way.
That makes it 2 times as hard to get out.
Oh yeah. So after I do that, it was just my back wheels, by the way, I brushed off. I still couldn't get out. So then I finally just pulled up a teeny little bit and then backed myself out. Thank God.
Put that thing in neutral and get your ass out of the car and push it.
Yeah, well, I'm just thankful my front wheels weren't that bad off compared to my back wheels. So, like I said, backed up moved up just a little bit, and then backed out. It was easier after that.
That at least you got out of the spot and was able to drive to wherever you're going.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. The roads weren't bad when I drove last morning, like 9:30.
Yeah, the roads aren't usually that bad unless it literally just starts. Remember, dumbass snowplows don't go out.
Yeah, I mean I don't understand why you just don't do your job. Like, that's just really stupid.
Honestly. But anything else that you want to that's grinding your gears or anything? Or you want to get right into this episode?
No, I don't have anything else. We can get right into it.
All right, so let's get into it then. So the NBA, let's start with that.
It's been a while.
It has. I believe the last one we did was the conference previews.
Yeah, and that was August, September, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to brush on the standings right now? See how we're ranked right now?
Yeah, sure. So NBA, this is actually All-Star weekend, so we're kind of heading to their break. About 50. Most teams are about 50 to 55 games in. Again, though, it's after this All-Star break. This is the home stretch for the playoffs, so that's when you really got to make a plan to play your best basketball, because it's go time after that. You think you're okay after that good start? We got to keep that up that last month or so, because I mean, some of these other teams that are behind, they can make a late little push, and then little before you know it, you're out. So about 50, 55 games in for each team. Let's go over the Eastern Conference first. I'm going to do just conference standings again, not go division by division. Number one in the Eastern Conference, and it has been a dominating season right now for the Milwaukee Bucks, 46-8 overall. Absolutely blistering record right now. Don't think they'll match the Bulls' 72-win season or beat the Warriors. They would need to win every single game except for one more. But it's been a great season. Giannis Antetokounmpo, another front-runner MVP candidate.
He's also one of the captains for the All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, him and LeBron again picking the teams. But the Bucks, they are the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. There is no doubt about that. But not far behind, the Toronto Raptors at 40.
The defending NBA champions.
The defending NBA champions. And you know what? I said they'd sneak into the playoffs without Kawhi Leonard. I thought they'd take a little bit of a step back.
They're looking a little bit better than that.
I agree. They're looking – well, people were sleeping on them just a tiny bit last year, even though they were the number 2 seed. But now that they have no Kawhi Leonard, they really need someone to kind of break that, superstar, I guess, feel. But I don't know if they need one right now. I mean, this team is flowing right now, 40-15. They just got a 14-game win streak snapped, however, so That was unfortunate. But that pulled them way over the top, second place in the Eastern Conference. So way to go for Toronto. Again, no Kawhi Leonard. I don't think anyone expected this out of them. They are currently leading their division over third place, which is a very close race. The Boston Celtics are 38-16. Very, very close again. Boston, I don't know. People were suspecting them this year, but I think they look a lot better than they have the last 2 years. Yeah. It's the Kyrie Irving effect.
Kyrie effect?
Kyrie Irving effect. Yeah, he's not there anymore.
Yeah, that is true.
Kyrie Irving went to the Brooklyn Nets in free agency, and they got another point guard in Kemba Walker. They lost Al Horford, though, as well, to the 76ers. So they lost a couple key pieces, but they are looking mighty good. I think Kyrie was a bad trade by them. He did not want to be there. It was a toxic environment, and now they got something flowing now with Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, all them. Celtics are third, so look out for them. Ooh. Fourth place. I don't really know where this came out.
I don't think any of us was expecting Miami to be in fourth place right now in the Eastern.
Nobody was expecting the Heat. You were right. 35-19, the Heat are fourth place. I mean, this team is – I think the Jimmy Butler move was huge for Miami, but they also have a lot of stars that are breaking out as well. They have about 3 to 4 players that are just absolutely breaking out of their shells. I mean, Bam Adebayo, this guy is balling out. I mean, I see him with some highlight reel dunks almost every single night. This guy is crazy good.
Wow. You don't see that very often where you're on the highlight reel every single night, day in, day out.
No, I mean, even yesterday, I'm scrolling through ESPN, and there was the fiercest NBA star that nobody knows, and it was Bam Adebayo in the Miami Heat. Also, a couple rookies breaking out for the Heat that are showing themselves this year. Kendrick Nunn, I believe he still leads all rookies in points per game this year. He might have gotten past it, but he was leading early on. But Kendrick Nunn is one that has really taken a lot of people by surprise. The other one that has kind of broken out a little bit is Tyler Hero. Not as much as Nunn, but Hero, a pretty good three-point shooter at Kentucky last year, came out as a freshman. Miami did take a chance on him, and he's been good. He's been a solid good player. I mean, now with this trade for the Heat acquiring Andre Iguodala from the Grizzlies, that's a veteran presence right there. Not to mention they already have Jimmy Butler, who's pretty much their leader.
Those are 2 good leaders to have on your team.
Oh, I think so a lot. That's
you got two veterans, and they're very successful. It's nice to have that mentorship.
Veteran head coach Eric Spoelstra too. He's been with the team for a while. They watch out for the Heat, man. They can make some moves. I mean, they got Jay Crowder as well from the Grizzlies, and I believe there was one other player involved in this trade as well. I just can't put my tongue on who the other one guy was, but we'll move on to that. 5th place. Minor disappointment. The 76ers are 34-21. People expect them to be a little more up, though. I mean, they got Al Horford this year. Yeah. I believe they had another big-name guy come in. But
Joel Embiid. They have
Joel Embiid, yeah, Ben Simmons, the norm. It's been a little bit of an off year for the Sixers, but I think they've got some depth, and I think they could push their way back up because currently they'd be on the road to start the playoffs against Miami. So that's why I think everyone's a little bit shocked. The Raptors and the Celtics are both ahead of them. People are expecting the Sixers to be the team to beat in this division, and they just have not been this year.
Yeah.
Sixth place, the Pacers at 32-23, another solid run. Nobody expects them to be like a top 4, top 5 team, but there they are, right around there, a little bit over 500. They got some talent on that side of the ball. Victor Oladipo, Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis. This team has got some they got some talent, so they would currently be playing the Celtics if the playoffs started today. 7 and 8 seeds. I mean, this is why sometimes basketball just I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. 7 and 8 seeds are under 500 for the Eastern Conference.
That should not be happening. They're in a playoff spot and they're under 500. That is not good for them.
No, I don't know what to say. I mean, you got Brooklyn at 25-28 at number 7, and Orlando at 24-31 in the 8th spot right now. And then it just all goes just worse and worse from there. I mean, Washington, the Bulls, the Hornets, the Pistons, the Knicks, the Hawks, and the Cavaliers to wrap up the Eastern Conference. But what are your thoughts on this on these Eastern Conference standings? Any surprises? Anyone that's doing better, doing not so good to you? Just general thoughts on these standings.
Honestly, I think the Heat's in a place where no one thought they'd be in by this time of the year. I thought they'd be a bottom 6 team, but they're making a case for themselves, being 4th place right now in the Eastern Conference, which is really good for them. And they have 2 good veteran presences, which is a nice thing to have as a team. especially as a young team like Miami is. You need that veteran presence.
Yeah, I mean, obviously acquiring Jimmy Butler was huge, but nobody really thought they would be like a top 5 team.
Mm-hmm.
After the Orlando Magic won that division last year, I believe it was 41-41. The division winner went 41-41 last year. People didn't really have high hopes for this division then. I think a couple people thought the Heat would be just a little bit better, but I don't think anyone had them being at least 15 games over 500. So, yeah, I think Miami would definitely be a team that is in a spot that no one really thought they'd be in.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm disappointed in the 7-8 spots, like you said, especially since they're under 500 and they're competing for a playoff spot right now. And my bad. And I don't believe you should be under 500 if you're gonna be if you're gonna make the playoffs. You should not be under 500.
It just might happen though. Brooklyn and Orlando can shape it up. We'll see how far they can get. Brooklyn, obviously, knowing Kyrie Irving's been hurt a lot of the year, and Kevin Durant has been hurt all season. He will not play. Brooklyn, they've got to find something to kind of work with there. Obviously, have their extra superstar support. They're not that far off, but I mean, obviously, not having KD for the whole season and Kyrie for the most part is hurting them. In Orlando, they're just they're average. You know, they're not one of your worst teams, but they're not one of your best teams either. They're like just right in the middle of the road. That's where they are right now. And it just so happens to be that they're a good amount of games under 500.
Yeah, I also I'm surprised by the Raptors, how good they're doing, especially after losing Kawhi. I'd think they'd be more down in the standings compared to second in the whole conference.
Yeah, I agree with that, and especially having Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and Boston in your division. The Knicks we can forget about. They're just a dumpster fire of an organization. I'm sorry, Knicks fans, but I mean, I'm sure you guys would massively agree. You got those other 3 teams in your division. I mean, let's say we already touched base on the whole KD Kyrie thing. That's done. But Boston and Philly, you think that, especially Philly, you think that they would be at least behind them, but no, they are surging ahead. Boston too. Nobody really was sure about what Boston was going to be after Kyrie left and got Kemba Walker. But this has been the Raptors kind of went unnoticed a little bit, just like they did last year. They stuck with it. They got the same guys, and they're like, you know what, man? We got this. We're still a great team we were last year.
Yeah, they're it's gonna be a interesting stretch the rest of the way. See how these standings match up compared to what they're like now, and who's gonna go for a long playoff run this year.
I just don't even want to know though, like what both of our playoff predictions were. Like we're probably so far off. Like I was thinking about that the other day. Our NFL playoff predictions, like I never want to hear that video again. Like that. I remember some of it, and let's just say that the 2 teams that I predicted to make the Super Bowl didn't even make the playoffs. So,
ouch.
But that was pre retirement from someone in particular. So Andrew Luck, yep.
Yeah. So
this NBA one, yeah. I mean, it's a little more predictable. Maybe the order not as exactly how it was, but not as bad off.
Yeah. So you want to go to the Western Conference now?
Absolutely. You want to take that, or you want me to take it?
I'll take it.
All
right. For the Western Conference, we got first place Los Angeles Lakers, which I'm pretty sure both of us predicted that the Lakers will be up there this year, and they're first in the conference right now at 41-12, and they're getting some big presence from LeBron James and Anthony Davis. DeMarcus Cousins there too.
I don't think DeMarcus Cousins playing? I don't think he's playing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's not.
Yeah, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Alex Caruso, another one that not a big name player, but this guy can make some noise, man. Alex Caruso. You've ever heard of him?
I have not.
The balding guy, number 4.
Yeah.
I hate to be like that, but he's most known for that.
Mm-hmm. They also got Kenda Vicious, Caldwell Pope up there, Devontae Cook, Avery Bradley, Costas Antetokounmpo, and Quinn Cook.
Yeah, Quinn Cook, yeah.
The Lakers have Rajon Rondo and Dwight Howard too.
Yeah, they do. That's the center spot.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard. He was in for if DeMarcus Cousins was playing, I'm pretty sure DeMarcus would be center, but now it is Dwight Howard.
I forgot that both of them went to LA.
Rajon Rondo was there last year. He didn't leave.
I mean, I didn't really pay attention to the Lakers last year because they weren't really that great.
People expected them with LeBron, but they didn't have the tools.
And at number 2, we got the Denver Nuggets going 38-17 so far, which I don't think I had them up there in the predictions.
I think we both had them. We both had them in the playoff. I don't think we had them like second. I'm pretty sure we had them like 4th or 5th.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And then we got the LA Clippers, which I know we predict them to do really well. They're 37-18 right now.
That was my number 1.
Yeah, that was your number 1.
You had the Lakers, I had the Clippers. So far the Lakers are doing a better job than the Clippers.
And they got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. That's pretty good too, right there.
Them as a pair haven't played that much together because either the other one's been hurt, and then when the other one comes back, the other one gets hurt. They haven't really played a ton together, but when they do,
when they do, they're going to be really good.
To be absolutely dangerous. And not to mention, I hate to break it to you, but this is just my thought. The Clippers made some moves at the trade deadline. The Lakers did not. So maybe that could play into a little bit of a focus there. We'll see.
It could. And then at number 4, we got the Utah Jazz at 36-18. I'm pretty sure we both had them up there too.
Yeah, I expected it. I thought the Jazz were a low-key team. They're good. They don't get as much the attention as like the Clippers and Lakers do. But I said, you know what, this team can make a random finals push. You know, I think I've liked what Quinn Snyder's done over there. They got Donovan Mitchell, who honestly is one of my favorite NBA players. I really like and respect that guy. Mike Conley, great trade they got there. Rudy Gobert, absolute monster of a center they had. And Joe Ingles, a 3-point guy.
Yeah.
Jazz are a good team.
They are.
The Western Conference is pretty much stacked, but they're right up there. Home court right now for the playoffs.
That is true. And then at 5, 6, 7, 8, we got the Houston Rockets at 34-20. Oklahoma City Thunder 33-22. Dallas Mavericks 33-22. And the Memphis Grizzlies at 28-26, just above that 500 line. To conclude the playoff run right now. And then we got the Portland Trail Blazers 25-31, San Antonio Spurs 23-31, New Orleans Pelicans 23-32, Phoenix Suns 22-33, Sacramento Kings 21-33, Minnesota Timberwolves 16-37, and then we got the Golden State Warriors 12-43.
I think this Western Conference is a lot more surprising for me than the Eastern Conference. Yeah. And I'm going to start with a team that you'd probably – well, there's a couple teams I want to highlight. The most notable, that's not the one I want to point out first because everyone knows what the most notable one is for that. How about the Memphis Grizzlies? 28-26. There is no shame for the Grizzlies being an 8 seed and only 2 games over 500 and in the playoffs right now because this team has won, around 20 games the past 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
They have
it's not been going their way the past few years.
this rebuild has come fast. And I'm telling you what, the guy that everyone should be talking about for Rookie of the Year, Ja Morant. I mean, unbelievable what this guy is putting up. This guy is like a highlight machine. This guy can do it all.
Honestly, he's
Really,
gonna be a
great
big part in the Grizzlies next in the run for the playoffs. He's gonna be a huge part in that.
Yeah, they got a lot of other pieces though to support them. This Grizzlies team is one of the youngest in the league, and I don't think they're done here. I think this is a great start. There is no shame for I'm pretty sure they already matched their Vegas win total for this year.
They're only on the come up. They're going up from here. Nothing stopping them.
Great story though for Memphis.
For real. It's gonna be a good story the rest of the way too. As long as they keep it up what they're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the rest of the standings, I believe, is pretty much what we all thought it was going to be. I think we both had Golden State on the bottom of the standings.
You had I think they were your number one or something.
Oh, really?
Well, nobody thought that they would be this bad. Well, I mean, nobody expected Stephen Curry to get hurt.
Yeah, that is true.
Nobody expected D'Angelo Russell to get hurt. Nobody expected Draymond Green to get hurt.
Their whole starting five pretty much got hurt.
Klay Thompson was already going to miss the whole season.
Yeah.
This team was pretty much banged up. I mean, with Thompson going out, it was Curry and Russell. Everyone still think they were going to be a good team. But I mean, shit just happened for them so quickly, and then now they're done. They're like, there's no way the Warriors will make the playoffs.
Yeah. They're 30 games behind, and Memphis is 13 and a half. They're going to have to hope Memphis goes on a losing streak, which I don't see that happening. And then Golden State has to be on a winning streak.
And the Warriors already clinched a losing season. So, no, Golden State is done. I do remember a couple teams, though, from our playoff predictions episode. I was not expecting the Sacramento Kings to be this low. I thought the Kings would be in contention for around the 8th seed. They were a lot under, though, compared to what we thought. Same for the Spurs. This team has lost pieces, obviously, because you got the big three, Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, all retired. So that was expected. They haven't really done much to help themselves out. So they're still. It just feels weird knowing that they're not going to be a top team, even still with Greg Popovich head coach. Portland, another one, very disappointing so far this season. They're only 4 games out of the playoffs, but 25-31, not good. And they made it to the conference finals last year. Still got Damian Lillard, still got C.J. McCollum. They got Hassan Whiteside from the Heat. I don't know what's going on with Portland, and now they got Carmelo Anthony, who's actually playing pretty good.
Yeah, it's not going the greatest for Portland right now, and they're gonna need some major help if they want to get to a playoff spot.
Yeah, another team though that kind of made a splash at the trade deadline. The Minnesota Timberwolves got D'Angelo Russell from the Warriors and traded Andrew Wiggins to the Warriors. Interesting trade because apparently D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns are pretty close. I don't see them making a run at the playoffs now because the most amount of wins they could have at this point is 45, and they already have 16. So that's going to be a long way away.
Yeah.
But I see this team making a run for it next year. I think this year is pretty much done. But next year, I feel like they could definitely make a case.
I think within the next 2 years, they're going to make a case. Maybe I believe next year they'll be a little bit better than what they're doing right now. But the next year, I think that's going to be their playoff contentions.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other teams though too. The Pelicans, they've been getting a little bit better since Zion Williamson was in the lineup. The Suns, not as bad as they were last year. They're still in that rebuild mode. Memphis has definitely played it better this year than Phoenix. But Phoenix, not as bad. I got to talk about this team, the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, I said I think that Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis could be a pair that nobody really think could take it to new heights, I guess. But they have turned this team into a playoff team, and they are sitting in a pretty good spot right now. They are currently, I believe, 8 games in right now.
Yeah.
Dallas. And you know what? Honestly, it's not that I hate to say Porzingis, but I mean, let's be honest. It's Luka's team.
Yeah.
Like, not even a question.
He's the leader right now. He's the one doing the business. He's playing really well for them right now. So I believe, like you said, it's Luka's team.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Thunder. Honestly, I don't know how I didn't mention them right away. Nobody really expected the Thunder to do anything after they traded Paul George to the Clippers and Russell Westbrook to the Rockets. But look at that. They're a game and a half behind the Rockets, and they're 4 games behind the Clippers at 33-22, same record as Dallas. Look at this Thunder team just chipping away. They got Chris Paul at a point guard, Steven Adams, the big man center, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as well, Danilo Gallinari. I think, though, the main case for this Thunder team, I don't think they have much to work with. I think Billy Donovan is a great coach. He's making the most out of this roster.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's expected like how they're playing right now. Especially both you and I think we both had them on the bottom part of the standings this year. But
absolutely, I know I did.
They got a great coach. They're playing really well. It's gonna be a fun rest of the way for them.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, not much to work with, but they're right there. They're number 6 right now. But let's see, kind of in the Grizzlies boat. No shame. I mean, they traded away two of the best players in the NBA right now, and they're still sitting in the playoffs. So I think that tells you a lot about, especially Billy Donovan as a coach. Because I mean, a veteran Chris Paul leads your team, and he's been on the decline the last couple of years. That's pretty impressive right there.
It is. It's going to be only up for them, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
So hopefully in April we'll see them in a playoff spot, playoff contender, which as of right now they're in it. And they're only, 3.5 games ahead of Memphis and Dallas. Or 3.5 games ahead of Memphis, and they're tied with Dallas right now.
Yep, that's right, yep.
So is there anything else you want to say about the standings before we get to the All-Star game?
No, I don't think anything else.
All right, so this weekend is the 2020 NBA All-Star game in our hometown, Chicago, Illinois. What are your thoughts of that?
I think it's pretty cool. I know I'm obviously not going, but I think it's cool that Chicago's got an NBA or even All-Star spot this year. I mean,
even
Super
after
Bowl,
how bad they're doing right now in the past few years.
Super Bowl, that never happens because Chicago's such a cold city during this time of year. World Series, well, obviously we just had the Cubs a couple years ago. Even All-Star game, though, it could happen during the summer. I mean, I don't know about Wrigley Field being too small, but Sox Field might work.
Yeah.
But the point is, I don't really think we've seen a whole lot of like All-Star games or like championship events being here for a while. But I think it's cool if the NBA All-Star game is going to be here this year. You know, looking forward to it.
So we got Team LeBron against Team Giannis. Team Giannis picked a weird team compared to what LeBron did. I'll say their roster right now. So Team LeBron has Anthony Davis, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and then reserves they got Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, Ben Simmons, Domantas Sabonis, Jason Tatum, and Russell Westbrook, and then Frank Vogel is their head coach. Giannis, he has Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam, Kemba Walker, Trae Young, Bam Adebayo, Brandon Ingram, Jimmy Butler, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Kyle Lowry, and Chris Middleton, and their coach is Nick Nurse. of the Toronto Raptors. Team Giannis is going to get destroyed.
I don't know. Giannis
I have no idea
pick a good team.
I have no idea why Giannis drafted this team. This team is going to get destroyed. It's not even going to be a game.
A lot of these guys, though, it's like kind of East versus West. I mean, LeBron drafted a ton of West guys, and Giannis drafted a ton of East guys. I will say, though, I do agree with you. I think Team LeBron will win very easily. But Giannis Antetokounmpo during the draft just cracked me up. He was asked why he didn't pick James Harden. He said, "I don't want to pick someone who doesn't pass the ball."
Dang.
I gotta give it to him on that one. I thought that was hilarious.
Giannis got the best roast, then.
Very, very true, though. You know what? I will say James Harden, he does not pass the ball. That dude is just like step back all day.
Yeah.
Giannis with the roast, but also facts, though.
But then when it comes down to the winner, Team LeBron all the way.
No question about it. Too many superstars on that roster. And even with Devin Booker replacing Damian Lillard, the Devin Booker is probably better than a lot of other of those guys on Giannis's team. And listen, it seems like it's kind of like East or West when I know it isn't, because these guys can pick whoever they want. But I just feel like with these rosters, LeBron picked a pretty, like, a West-based team. Giannis picked a lot of East players.
He picked a pretty veteran-present team, which they're all superstars, you could say.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, though. I think that Team LeBron will win very easily.
Let's predict the score right now. What do you think it's going to be?
Well, I don't know about the score yet, because I heard there was like an all-star format dedicated to
Oh, yeah, aren't
Kobe,
they doing something? Yeah, they're doing something for Kobe in the fourth quarter, I believe.
It's not like – I don't think it's like a normal game. I think it's like a quarter-by-quarter thing. So I really couldn't predict the score. But, I mean, Team LeBron's going to be winning after every quarter. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, aren't they doing something with LeBron with Kobe's 24-8? I believe it was. I'm
not really sure, honestly.
I'm pretty sure it's something like that. But rip Kobe. Kobe, you are missed.
Yeah, we'll see. The game surely be interesting. In how
big of a
win.
Fun skills competition too. Skills game.
Yeah, I like that skills competition stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
Dunk contest and everything. That's interesting stuff. 3-point contest. I can't believe Zach LaVine didn't get an All-Star nomination.
Yeah.
He's the hometown guy. Like,
how do you feel about that?
That's bogus.
I know.
I think, like, especially like they're in Chicago too, and everyone was saying Zach LaVine got robbed.
He did. If the All-Star game's in your city, you should at least give one player to represent the Bulls, even though they're not doing so good. Still, it's your city. You got to represent your team, your city.
Well, that's the only thing too. I don't even think there's anyone else on the Bulls that's in the All-Star game. Like,
yeah, I don't think anyone else is.
Chance.
Yeah, I think
Zach LaVine was the best chance, and he didn't get nominated. So
that's
pretty
bogus.
shitty. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Everyone was saying Zach LaVine got robbed at the All-Star game.
He did.
Appearance. I don't know. That's stupid.
It is. So I believe this will conclude our NBA NBA part of the episode. So let's get into MLB.
All right, let's do it.
So it was just announced today that there's going to be some rule changes for the 2020 season in the MLB. So let's get right into it. So there's the 3-batter minimum, which is all pitchers, both starters and relievers, they have to at least face 3 batters or pitch until the inning is over before they can come out of the game. What are your thoughts of that?
That's a very interesting rule because, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's good or bad for the sport. I think it just intensifies the game even more because what this does is that it eliminates the chance of, having some guy come in for like a pitch or two, gives up like, I don't know, a base hit, RBI, or a home run or whatever.
And then change right away.
Yeah. like a lot of managers tend to do. So I think that this is huge, that these pitchers, they got to get their act shaped up, very interesting move. And it's not for just a specific team. It's all teams. So everyone has a chance to try and crack at the pitcher. If you got a good one off them, you got 2 more tries after that. Can't pull them.
Yeah, and we saw about it last year, a lot of it last year, that pitchers would come out after 1 or 2 batters, constantly, and the managers would change them quite often. Now they can't do that, and they have to wait till at least 3 batters before they can make that change, which will make it very interesting, especially if you have a pitcher that comes in and he's getting rocked right off the bat.
I know personally, me being a Cubs fan, Joe Madden was like, Mister, I want an evened out pitcher. He was notorious for that. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, another one. He'll change it after 1 batter, even though they got a ground out. Yeah. So many of these guys are so particular in what pitchers they want. But now, like I said, this really makes it interesting for the batters because when you have opportunities like that and you strike once, you can strike again, and no lead is safe in the MLB. Yeah. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, this really makes it interesting for the batters to capitalize more, depending on how many runs are down by and how many runs you could need for a lead or a win.
Yeah. So I do like this rule a lot. I'm going to like this rule no matter what, especially since since the game already goes so slow. It's literally 3.5 hours per game. I think this is going to speed it up a little bit more.
Oh no, yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be really intense.
Yeah, for sure. And another rule change that this year will incorporate is there's roster limits, and apparently there's 5 parts to the roster limits rule change. And the first part is 26-man rosters, where teams' active rosters are being increased from 25 to 26 players for the regular season through the last day of August, and during the postseason, where teams are limited to carrying a maximum of 13 pitchers. And then the second part is smaller rosters in September, where the MLB is adjusting the size of September rosters to 28 players, including a max of 14 pitchers. The third rule in this set is a two-way player designation. A two-way player is someone who both hits and pitches, and is now an official designation. The next one is position players pitching, which we saw a lot of position players coming in to pitch last year, especially early in the 6th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning. But now they're only allowed to come in if a game goes to extra innings, or if their team is winning or losing by more than 6 runs. And then the final rule of this set is the 27th man, which is, it used to be the 26th man, but it's now the 27th man, thanks to the roster increase. So what are your thoughts of that?
A lot of interesting moves. The rosters will definitely see about coming up, because, we can't really, define right now, if it's good or bad. But, a player's pitching, extra innings could be huge, because you could have a bunch of pitchers go down and you're still down by 4 runs maybe. You can't put them in. It's got to be 6 runs.
I'm sure there's certain circumstances though that if that comes down to that, they'll have to let that happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's going to be an interesting one though. We already went over the pitchers one, right? The 3 batters?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that one. I
So
don't know. I can't really, I guess, say until you like fully like watch it or get to experience it, I guess.
yeah, that is true. Just like once the season starts and gets rolling, then we'll see how this is gonna go. And then
Yeah, I know. I agree.
yeah, and then another rule change is that the injured list is now the players to return is a 15-day injured list. So once they're on the IL, they can't be reinstated for 15 days. But where it used to be like 10 days, I believe it was. And then challenge time. This is an interesting one. Managers will only have 20 seconds to decide to challenge a play instead of the normal, like the next pitch, pretty much. So you only have 20 seconds to decide if you want to challenge the play or not.
That's going to be interesting. I mean, it speeds up the decisions.
It speeds up the game too, which is going to be nice to see. I think they're all about speeding up the game now instead of having games go like 3.5 hours, maybe even 4. So like maybe you're doing like 2 hours 45 minutes, maybe. Just speed it up a little bit.
No, I agree.
And then there is a playoff proposal for changes to the playoff and like how it's run. And it's like the basic of it is that there'll be 14 teams that make the playoffs instead of 12 10 teams, I believe it is, that makes the playoffs, right?
Wait, 4? I thought you said 4. Is it
Yeah,
14?
but the regular one is 10. Like right now it's 10.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
10, and then not including the wild card game. See, it's technically included, but it doesn't feel like it is. It basically just says 8. Once you get to like best of whatever, it's 8 teams.
Yeah, but now they're considering going to 14. And this is where it gets interesting, where the 3 divisional champions and 4 wildcard teams in each league would make the playoffs. The division winner with the best overall record in each league, so American and National, would receive a bye of the best of 5 games divisional series. The wildcard round would change from a 1-game knockout to a best of 3-game series. The division winner with the second best record in the league would get first choice of which wildcard team to face, and that team would host all 3 games. The division winner with the third best record in the league would get the second choice of which team to face in the wildcard selection, and also host all 3 games. The 2 wildcard teams that were not chosen would then face off against each other in a best of 3 game series instead of one and done. They'll do best of 3. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So what are your thoughts on that?
Way too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Way too much.
It's a lot to digest there.
It is. And you're taking away the aspect of these guys, they get less rest. Because
it says nothing. It says nothing about like decrease in the regular season games. It's the same amount, and you're adding like 20 other games.
Yeah, you're adding postseason games. That means you're going into November?
Yeah,
mid to late November, right there.
So it's going to be tough.
I'm not a fan of this. I think the MLB should stick to the format now, or maybe add another team similar to what the NFL may have. I'm not 100% sure, but I like this format a lot better compared to this one. I wouldn't be opposed if they put like 6 or 7 teams in and then like did like single stuff until like you get to like the divisional round again. But no, I like the format that they have now.
Yeah, if I was MLB, I'd keep the playoff format how it is right now, and don't go to this because this is way too much. It's way too much baseball for the players. Little rest. There's a lot more games to be played than the regular playoff series right now.
And this format too that they have right now, it makes it more intense. I mean, the one and done wild card game, it's win or go home.
Yeah.
Can't get any more intense than that. Then it's a little shorter for the than we're used to seeing, best of 5 for the divisional round. That's cool, but then Championship Series, World Series, then it gets to the good stuff. Best of 7. I like this format right now.
Yeah, just keep it like that. Trevor Bauer does not like this idea at all. He's had
and he called Rob Manfred a joke on Twitter.
Yeah, he has very strong feelings about this, and I think so do a lot of baseball fans.
I'm one of them. I'm not a fan of this playoff proposal.
I'm not a fan of it either. So
stick to the original format.
Yeah, just stick with it and just continue to ride it out. But we got to move on to the Houston Astros. You want to explain what happened with that?
Yeah, so the Astros, I believe it was Wednesday or early Thursday. I love this description on the radio. It was basically like a dad calling in their kids for a discussion. So basically the owner, Jim Crane, called in all the players. They were going to talk about it, and then they were going to come out with a statement regarding the sign-stealing scandal. And I love the description. A dad talking to his kids.
Yeah.
I think that's funny. And then coming out with a statement. So, yeah, they talked about it, and then they all came out and said, their feelings on it. And I got to say, for the most part, they were what they should be. We cheated. We're sorry. And that's nothing really too much you can say. I mean, you can't – if they went into this all detailed response, that'd be stupid. Just get to the point, Yeah. We're sorry we cheated, and it won't happen again. Yeah. Don't try to make up bullshit that, I don't know, we needed to or whatever. Or I didn't like how he said it. I didn't like how Jim Crane said it didn't impact the game because we won the World Series.
Did a lot.
It impacted the game. By you using technology to help yourself gain these signs, you impacted the game by taking their signs away, and that's why you won the World Series.
And then you know what pitch is coming, too, in the batter's box.
Exactly.
It's just stupid. It's really dumb.
This is other than that, though, I mean, he did say, other than that he was sorry that it happened. So, I mean, I don't know if I should give out credit. I'll go with it's the right thing to say because, I mean, there's nothing else you can say other than we're sorry we cheated and it won't happen again. But in terms of, punishments, whatever, that's a very tough decision because, personally, I will not have the same feelings towards these Astros players from when, I used to. I'll always look at them differently because they're cheaters. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Doesn't
I honestly think
25 years.
Yeah, I honestly think teams are gonna purposely hit them this year.
Oh, definitely.
So they better be ready to get hit with the ball.
Altuve, they're gonna throw 105-mile-an-hour fastballs at his chest because that whole buzzer thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for the Astros this season. Trevor Bauer was also pretty animated and blasted the Astros for the sign stealing scheme and calling them hypocrites and that they are cheaters, which it's funny.
They're cheaters.
They are cheaters.
I don't know where the hypocrite part comes in. Trevor Bauer is a very outspoken character, though. I don't necessarily see where the hypocrite part comes in, but the cheaters, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Obvious right there. No offense, Trevor Bauer. Yes, they are cheaters. If you don't think what they did was wrong, then obviously you have something very, very wrong with you because, like I said, they literally used advanced technology. Well, I don't know if it's called advanced. They used technology to steal the other team's signs, have people relay to them in the dugout, then they could do these whistles or claps or bangs back to the team to tell them what they were doing. It's wrong. It's ridiculous.
It's wrong.
Absolutely uncalled for.
It's a joke.
And we already saw their manager, A.J. Hinch, and general manager Jeff Lunau get suspended 1 year by the MLB for this investigation report. Then Astros owner Jim Crane then fired Hinch and Lunau, I believe it was a day later, because of that. So that just tells you the impact. We're also getting reports that Alex Cora, who was the Red Sox manager in 2018 and 19, was heavily involved in the 2017 Astros scandal, and then did it again when he went to Boston. So
wow. That's so dumb.
So Alex Cora will never get a job ever again. I mean, he did it with 2 teams. He is never getting a job again. Like, that's done.
Yeah. I think Hinch will get a job though.
Hinch might. He might. Cora will no way in hell ever get a job again. AJ Hinch might. I mean, there will still be that thing of like, what the hell is he doing? Because, I mean, he's the manager. He's responsible for these players and everything. Why couldn't he have just stepped up and say, look, this isn't right? He let it go. He let them cheat their way to a title. I mean, if he doesn't get hired again, I won't be surprised. But if he does, I won't be surprised. It's just one of those things where I can't really say it at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms for Alex Cora, I mean, if someone gets him a job in baseball, I will be utterly shocked because they said he was the center of that scheme in 2017.
He doesn't deserve a job.
No, he does not. Carlos Beltran, too. He was a player for the Astros in 2017, but then went to the Mets this year to be their manager, then got fired. I don't know. Beltran was involved, too. They're all involved. Everyone. Yeah. Well, the guys who made up the scheme, obviously, but the guys who carried it out, I mean, everyone. Everyone's responsible. Like George Springer said, we are all responsible. And you agree, it would be false to say that just 1 or 2 people were involved. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not like praising them for coming out. All I'm saying is they did the right thing in saying, yep, we cheated and it won't happen again. That's the only thing you can say from it. Yeah. Hopefully. But in terms of player punishments, I really don't know. I don't know if they will be punished, but I can't say that they might.
Yeah, that was beautifully said. So we'll leave it right there. So this will conclude this week's episode of On the Spot Sports. Follow us on Instagram at _the_spot_sports. On the Spot Sports with underscores separating each word. Subscribe and like our YouTube channel. Comment on the videos. We appreciate the comments. Check us out on Spotify, On the Spot Sports, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out.